Hello! Today we're going to start talking about photosynthesis, the process on how plants take in light and the carbon dioxide and give us oxygen and carbon dioxide. Before we can learn about the entire process, we need to focus in and learn about the structure of a leaf. The leaf is amazing. It is considered a food supply factory. The structure has gone through many adaptations and it is needed to maximize the light absorption and carbon dioxide diffusion into it. So we're going to learn about all the different parts of the leaf so we can see how photosynthesis takes place. And it is quite amazing on the structure of the leaf. So we're going to take a leaf and we're going to learn about all of the different parts. This here, right here, this mesophyll cell is hugely important when we talk about photosynthesis. And the plastid or the organelle that is responsible for photosynthesis is called the chloroplast. So we'll focus in on all of this today with our notes. Again, we're going to learn about all the different parts of the leaf. Okay, so we're going to start out with the outside layer, which is called the cuticle. This is a very waxy, waterproof barrier that's going to serve as protection for the leaf. Below the cuticle are the epidermis, or the epidermal cells. And again, this is more protection for the leaf. Then we're going to focus in on the mesophyll. The mesophyll layer is tremendous and very important for photosynthesis. So the mesophyll layer is an area where photosynthesis takes place, and it is because it is loaded with chloroplasts. The mesophyll layer is broken down into two layers. The first layer is called the palisades layer, which are tall columnar cells. And then we have a spongy layer that has lots of spaces to hold carbon dioxide and water, kind of reservoirs. Okay, so there's a lot of different air spaces. Okay, so again, the air sacs act as reservoirs for carbon dioxide and the water. And the mesophyll is where photosynthesis takes place within the leaf. Now, inside of the mesophyll is the structure of the chloroplast. The chloroplast is one of the plastids that we talked about when we talked about the cell organelles. It is green because of the green pigment chloroplast. It also contains small DNA that's found within the chloroplast and some ribosomes. And this is the major site of photosynthesis. Leaves of the plants actually have the most chloroplast, about 500,000 per square millimeter. Okay, so the structure, we do have an inner and an outer layer. We have liquid inside, which is called the stroma. Okay, and that's where the actual glucose or the sugars or the starch is made within the plant. The thalcaloids are kind of interconnected sacs that are found within the fluid, and that's where the chlorophyll is, and that's going to have the necessary machinery that's going to convert the sunlight into usable chemical energy. Okay, and then we could break it down further into grana, which are the actual stacks of the thalcaloids. So the stroma is the liquid, and the thalcaloids and the grana are the sacs or the stacks. That is where we're going to convert the light energy. And just this is a cool fact, chloroplasts of plant cells capture light energy that has traveled 150 million kilometers from the sun, and they are able to convert that energy from the sun into chemical energy that we store as carbohydrates that we actually use. So again, here's the different structure. So we have the leaf, okay? We have the cuticle. We have the epidermis. This structure right here, oops, a little big, is the mesophyll. And then you have the epidermis and then the cuticle again. Now, these tall columnar cells are called the palisades layer. And then this is the spongy layer, where there's lots of space to hold carbon dioxide and water. Now, within the mesophyll is the chloroplast, okay? So you can see here that the liquid is the stroma, and then the thalcaloids and the grana are the stacks. That's where we're going to convert our energy from the sun. Now, within the plant cells or the leaves, we also have transportation systems. We have the xylem and the phloem. The xylem is a vein that's going to transport water, and the phloem is going to transport food. Okay, again, this is just showing you where the vein is. This is showing you what a bean leaf would look like. Again, these tall are the palisades. This is the spongy layer. You have the epidermis cells, and outside the epidermis is the cuticle, which is that waxy covering. The xylem is going to transport water, and the phloem is transporting food. All right, so we have one more structure to talk about. We have the stoma or the stomata and the guard cells. Now, the stoma is what's going to regulate water loss and carbon dioxide intake. So there are these guard cells that are going to control the opening and the closing of the stoma. This is going to be found on the epidermis, and that's going to allow carbon dioxide to come in. Now, if it's open, water can leave, and that's not a good thing for some plants. Okay, so just showing you the guard cells and the stoma. Now, when this is open, water can leave, but carbon dioxide can get in, which is very necessary for photosynthesis. And this is the guard cells, and this is the stoma. And you'll get to see this in the lab. So if you have any questions, see me tomorrow. Thanks.